What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute since I've uploaded anything on YouTube, but happy to be back. And there's quite a bit of an update on the car that I guess we ended up getting done, and we is a loosely used term because I didn't have much hand in it, and the guys at Pit Stop Motor Tuning basically took care of everything. But just to kind of start you guys off, I mean, you probably, if you've seen my other videos, you knew that, you know, the clutch was suffering from the stage 2 torque and it wasn't able to hold it. So I ended up getting into contact with SouthBend and spoke to a nice gentleman named David. We ended up modifying, basically making a one-off, they ended up making a one-off clutch off of an OEM LUK Clutch. And they went ahead and did that. They turned it around pretty quickly, which was really nice, and sent it over. The pressure plate stayed the same, so I got a new pressure plate as well, just an OEM regular self-adjusting pressure plate. And while we were doing the clutch, I also found out that I needed a new flywheel because I guess my factory dual mass ended up kind of snapping in half, so to speak. It's not doing well, lots of rattles, lots of you know, very loosey-goosey. So we ended up replacing that too. That cost a pretty penny, but I guess it needed to happen. And yeah, I mean, we just put the clutch in. So right now I've been breaking it in for the last, give or take, 350 miles. And the nice thing about, I guess the nice thing about keeping the OEM pressure plate is nothing's changed in the way of feel. There's no readapting to driving the car. Like, I didn't have to relearn the car. It's just like driving the stock car, except there is a noticeable, I guess, more immediate bite out of the clutch when you engage it. So it bites a little quicker, a little more aggressively. Other than that, I mean, the car feels the same, which is really nice. And I'm going to show you in a second what the OEM clutch looks like, which you're going to see both sides are organic and pretty well worn out at this point. And outside of that, there was also a lot of hot spots on both the flywheel and the pressure plate. So that was another reason, I guess, for replacing both. And the new clutch that SouthBend went ahead and made, as you can see, it's got two different sides. It looks like one of them was sort of like a metallic side, which faces the flywheel, and then the other one is their upgraded organic side, with organic face, which faces the pressure plate. So we went ahead and installed that, and I mean, it's just a typical clutch change on an A4. I mean, to me, it seems like rocket science, but if you have done it in the past, you know, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort to just, you basically gotta what do you call it, like, I don't know, disassemble half the car. Front subframe has to come off, the steering rack gets disconnected, the axles come off, and then, you know, the differential has to get, I'm sorry, the drive shaft has to get disconnected from the rear differential, and the whole transmission has to come down. Ended up replacing the bell housing bolts as well. Got new bolts from Audi, the full aluminum bolts. So we refreshed that. That was kind of fun. All of $19 later. So pretty exciting stuff. I mean, I'm really excited to try out the clutch on September 23rd. Today is the 10th. So in about 2 weeks, I'll be back out at Willow Springs enjoying my new clutch. And one other update, if it's not too obvious, is this guy right here. Ended up getting the Racetech RT4119HRW, which is, I guess, a standard with like a standard sized person seat, full halo. So you got the side of the head protected as well. And we mounted it down. And by the way, a big shout out to Arnon of Import Technica. He races his RS5 out in Florida. If you've never seen it, check out his Instagram, Import Technica. And he was very nice to help me out with finding a base for the seat. And one thing he told me that I didn't know about was the fitment of the B8 and the B9 is the same for a base. So just like he did with his RS5, he went with the Planted Technologies base. I did with my A4, and I just took the base of a B8 8.5 A4, and there was no modification needed. It's just direct bolt-on, just goes right in. I mean, the holes line up perfectly. Those are my brakes. If you can hear them, they are probably the biggest attention grab of this car, and that says a lot. So using planted technology base, PCI seat bracket, and the seat itself, it's in a fixed position. There's no adjustment, there's no sliding, so we just kind of like eyeballed it and hey, we got it right. So like, I mean, I feel very comfortable. I'm snug. It feels great, you know. The car feels like a completely different car when you put a seat that can give you a wedgie, so to speak, and hold you in place. It's a completely different feeling, and especially, you know, if you're going through a couple of corners, your butt sliding around, you start, you know, kind of, I don't know, your mind starts relating that to the car giving way. But reality is, it's this seat has created so much sense of false confidence that I'm actually pushing the car to its limits, thinking I'm not there yet. So that's going to be something worth getting used to on the track. But I think it's gonna, like, the whole overall setup with the seat is gonna help me grab maybe a second, 2 seconds, hopefully 3 seconds, who knows. I mean, I don't even know what the car's limit is at this point, because I thought my butt found it every time I was on track sliding around in the seat, but clearly we haven't even touched it yet. So I'm excited to see what more the car has to offer now that I'm feeling like a direct connection to it, I guess, without sliding around. I mean, the wedgie sucks, but it is what it is. It's something worth, I don't know, living with, I guess, given the gains you get with it. So if you guys have any questions, it is a one-off clutch. Again, keep in mind, I have no idea how long it's going to last. I have no idea what kind of reliability I could expect out of it. I haven't even pushed the car to know if it's going to slip, or, you know, haven't gone into a higher gear at low RPM to know if it's going to slip or not. But the friction is definitely there. It's a better friction than the OEM, so hopefully it can put up a better fight against the increased torque and power, as opposed to an OEM clutch. So hopefully we'll see on track, I guess, what happens. My other goal is not to ever launch the car with this clutch, because I mean, it's not a drag car. It's not a, you know, it's not, I don't think it's set up for that, and to be fair, it's not a fast car. So I think I'm done with drag racing. This car, I'll probably take my 150 horsepower Fury, my white B5, and just clown around and have a little bit of fun with people, you know, just, I don't know, get it comical, but at least I'll have fun, you know, like in that car, drag race it, whatever. I don't know, if I break the clutch, I break the clutch, whatever. So if you guys have any questions about the clutch specifically, I will probably post a video just solely concentrating on the seat, because it is a unique item. I mean, I might be the only A4 out there with a racing seat for the B9 generation. I mean, I might be the only one crazy enough to do that. But again, check out my buddy Arnon's Instagram at I'll put the Instagram link down below. And guys, before you go, if you haven't seen what Malaka Motorsports has done with their RS3, definitely worth a look. I'm gonna link the exact video down in the description so you can take a look at it. I mean, I think they're breaking the internet. They might break a rod or two in the process too, but I mean, these guys just did something so unique with the RS3 that it's definitely worth subscribing and following that one particular build. Anyways, I won't spoil too much. I'll leave the link down in the description. Take a look at it, see what you think, and if you guys have any questions, leave it in the comments. Give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I don't know if you like the video or not. I'm sure not a lot of people enjoy hearing me talking, but hey, if you have any questions about the things that I guess we're experimenting with in the B9, please drop a comment below. I'd be more than happy to answer that. Also, check out daily posts on Instagram. I will link that down below as well. Guys, thank you again for tuning in. Not tuning, we're not a car. Thanks again for tuning in. I hope to see you guys pretty soon. I'll try to upload more videos this week. Cheers.